Today we're going to talk about all the green stones available to your fingertips to set in your engagement ring.
It's Miriam!
Out of all the stones out there, I would say that emerald takes the cake for the most popular green stone out there. Emerald is such a gorgeous stone. We can get it as a lab-grown or a natural. If you're considering a natural emerald, you're going to see differences in color saturation. You're going to also see differences in the clarity or the milky factor. So the same characteristic that actually makes the stone green also will make it more included. So the trick here, more so for us to make sure that we're curating the top contenders, is I want that nice green saturation in color, but I don't want it to be too included and too milky. But with an emerald, you can expect some milkiness, it's just the nature of the stone. That's what naturally occurs in the environment when it is a natural green emerald. Let's also consider a lab green emerald. So maybe you want a lab grown, maybe you want a natural. I find that I usually like to talk to my clients about their different options, and then I can figure out which one would be the better one. You're definitely going to get a lot more bang for your buck if we're going to do a lab grown emerald. And so this is perfect for my clients that want to go bigger in size, or maybe they want to put more of their budget towards the ring design instead of locking it into the focal stone. I will tell you it is a little bit different than a natural emerald. Again, consider this. The same characteristic that makes the emerald green also makes it a little bit more milky or included. So when we are growing an emerald, it is not grown exactly in the same way because we're focused more on the color. So in order to achieve that nice green emerald, what you would expect to see in nature, you're not going to have that milky characteristic. So it's almost more clear. So right away, out of all the stones out there, I could tell you with certainty a lab-grown emerald versus a natural emerald. Whereas if we were considering a diamond or some of the other gemstones, it's not as clear. But with emeralds, it is very clear because the lab-created emeralds are like almost more transparent, where usually they should be more milky. Number 2, green sapphire. So probably the most characteristic way to think of a sapphire is as a blue sapphire, but we have a ton of clients that really want to incorporate their love of green and their love of a sapphire into the same stone. So take a look at this. Look at this green sapphire. Notice how it has almost like a sage color to it. It's such a gorgeous stone, completely different than the emerald green, which I like to refer to more as like a Kelly green. Green sapphire to me has more of a sage quality to it. Now, if we're considering a lab-created green sapphire, that color that you can expect is pretty uniform all throughout. So I would want to identify the shape that you like, the budget that you want to stay within, and then I would really be able to curate the right stones. What if you are a purist? You want a natural green sapphire. So you want that unique characteristic, so you don't want it to be exactly this green sapphire. You kind of love the idea of having a more unique green to really be able to play with. Then I would probably recommend we stick with a natural green sapphire. Again, take a look at these side by side. They're very different because when it comes to a lab-created sapphire, they're uniform, they're optimized, they're standardized, and so we can expect that same color consistency all throughout. Depending on the shape or the size, it's all going to be the same in color. But when we're thinking of a green sapphire that's natural, we're going to get a lot of variation in the color saturation, even the tonality, all of it. Green topaz. One of my favorite things about topaz is that I can incorporate my client's love of color, and then also if my client has a love of a big size. So topaz is so readily available all throughout the world. It comes in every color under the rainbow. In its purest form, it's white. It has like a very distilled white color, and even the green, it's a bright green, really nice and clear. But what's amazing about a topaz is, let's say you want to create a green stone, we would figure out the shape that you like, and then if you want to go bigger, you can still go way bigger in size and not break the bank like you would, let's say, if we were considering an emerald or a sapphire. So Peridot. Peridot is actually the birthstone for August, but don't think that if you're not born in August, that means you can't use this stone. If you love almost like a grassy green, a brighter green, I would totally recommend Peridot. It's a gorgeous stone, and again, it's about figuring out what shade of green do you like so that we can figure out which stone's right for you. Now let's look at green tourmaline. So green tourmaline is actually one of the birthstones for October, but look how wildly different green tourmaline is compared to the Peridot. Both gemstones, both completely different in their color saturation and really just the chemical composition. But look at this, I love green tourmaline. You almost have like an olive green to it. It has like hints of yellow to it, but it is definitely a bold, saturated green. Did you know that you can get diamonds as green diamonds? They'd be classified as fancy green. They can range in color of mint or sage. Really, the saturation level can really change, but what's unique to a fancy green diamond is you're still gonna get that beautiful transparency, but then that gorgeous color embodiment throughout the stone. Finally, green moissanite. Last but certainly not least, if you love the sparkle of a moissanite, but you don't want a white moissanite, you actually want to incorporate your love of green into your stone, then green moissanite is for you. As you can see, we still have all the beauty of what you can expect out of a moissanite. It's got that rainbow spectrum, it's refracting so much vibrancy, you know, but you still can incorporate your love of green and get the stone that's right for you. So there you have it. We've gone through all the green stones that are available to you. Whether you're someone that loves nature and being surrounded by greenery, or you just really love the elegance that this stone color represents, I think the green stone can be the perfect way to incorporate all that you love about green in your engagement ring. When you're ready, reach out to us. We love to curate these stones for you and figure out which green is right for you.